John 10:16. Et alias oes habeo, quae non sunt ex hoc vili, et illas aportet me adducere, et voca me audient. Et fiet unum ovile, unus pastor. And I have other sheep, which are not from this flock, and it is necessary for me to lead them, and they will hear my voice, and it will become one flock, one shepherd. Now, right at the gate, we have alias oes as the object of habeo. Remember that alias is feminine, accusative plural, because it needs to match with oes, which is a feminine third declension noun. For the same reason, our relative pronoun right here, quae, is also feminine plural, but it is not accusative, because relative pronouns determine case by how they function within the relative clause, not the main clause. So when we look at this relative clause, we have quae non sunt ex hoc ovili. There is really nothing that could be the subject except for quae, and this is further supported by the presence of sunt, our verb. So based off of the function of the relative pronoun in this relative clause, the relative pronoun is nominative. Next, we have this delightful little impersonal construction. Our verb aportet takes a double accusative, which is why we have illas and me, one of which is acting as the subject of adducere. And as sheep don't lead people, but people lead sheep, obviously me must be the subject and illas the object. Therefore, it is necessary that I lead the sheep, or it behooves me that I lead the sheep, or I ought to lead the sheep. We can bring that in English a few different ways. It is worth remembering that not all impersonal constructions take a double accusative. Aportet does, but not all of them. For example, a very common one is nices est, and this same little phrase reordered to fit that impersonal construction would look like this. Nices est mihi illas adducere, because nices est takes the dative instead of the double accusative construction that aportet takes. So that's something to be aware of. You need to memorize them as they come up, but aportet does take a double accusative. And lastly, at the end of this verse, we have a little reminder to be mindful of the future tense in third and fourth conjugation verbs. We have et voce meam audient and et fiet unum ovile, unus pastor. And both our verbs here are in fact future tense. Audient obviously comes from audire, and fiet comes from fieri.